back to TubeTalk.
Welcome back to you, Dougie. We've had people requesting that you come on this side of the camera because you're a prettier face than me.
No.
Well, I'll let you off this week because you're crook. You're sick. I don't think you got the COVID, but you're a bit sick. But we're going to have to do it at some point.
Yep, eventually.
Eventually, when you're feeling a bit better.
Yeah.
And I can interview you.
Will I get a pay rise for that happen or no?
I just gave you a pay rise.
That's true.
So, it's not all about the money. It's also about job dedication and enjoyment of what you're doing. It's all about the money for you.
All about money, yeah, pretty much.
Hey, we haven't put it down on our list of things to talk about, but Royal Ascot's on this week. It's been brilliant. Great racing carnival up there. Of course, we've bought a horse that's fully syndicated. That's with Joseph O'Brien. We're trying to get it to Royal Ascot next year. It'd be so good if we can. Race it up there. Then after that, it'll come down to Australia. Joseph O'Brien won the big Group 1, the Prince of Wales last night with State of Rest on Wednesday night. It was the Cox Plate winner. And Chris Waller, one of our other trainers, who won the King's Stand with Nature Strip 1/5. People just tape it and watch it, put a few bets on. Do you know the first 2 days of rambling, pick the first 5 winners on day 1 and the first 5 winners on day 2.
Jesus.
Excuse me, young Catholic boy shouldn't be saying that.
It's good luck. And it's a bit of skill.
Yeah, I bought you that Coke with that, mate. Alright, let's rip into it.
Alright. Last week we had quite a few placings. Again.
I wonder, is it the time of year? Is it the tracks? We keep running second, third. Anyway.
I'm still going to break that straight to the first day.
Yeah, let's do it this week.
Lord Dartmoor was excellent fresh up.
Man, he was good. 1,300 metres too short for him. He actually jumped and settled handier than even the jockey thought we would, and he was hard at the line. Man, he's come back super. He's in for a great prep. He'll run over 1,500 metres again in 2 weeks' time. In for a great prep.
Trentham was cancelled, so eventually.
It was canned, so we ended up having only a fraction of the runners we thought we would because all our Trentham runners could not race, which was frustrating because a couple of them were really well placed. Like Oceanides was in a fillies and mares race with bonus. Rock Island Line was finally back in his own grade. You know, it was Make Time was looking good. It was just frustrating having a can, but hey, one of those could have been our winner. But that's life. We move on. What else happened? What else happened last week?
Well, I Never was an excellent fourth at Royal Carca.
Super fourth. Like, she's come back so well. And it was a good fourth because she was 3 wide the trip. The last 800 or 900 metres, she was 4 wide going forward with no cover and ran fourth. Man, she's come back well. She was tough. She's a win waiting to happen, that horse.
In the Waimate Cup on Sunday, Deal's Done was a very good fourth.
Next up, winner written all over him. He, they just got away on him, but then he got to the right part of the track and ran home really strong. He was the last horse to pull up. Very, very hard to beat next start. He's in for a good winter campaign, and the further they go, the better he'll be. But he's a black booker for next start.
And then Carlos was a very good third.
It was a really good third. He was just ridden a little bit upside down. He's sort of better just being left off the pace a few lengths and allowed to build into his race. And he was sort of harried a bit, and he was up outside the leader, and then he was sort of never quite was allowed to get into a rhythm. But he still was brave the whole way down the straight. He was third, only beaten half a length. I think going up in distance next start will be good for him, and just being given the opportunity to just, I think relax a further length or two back will be good for him.
Moving on to this week on Friday at Waverley, race 6 is Can't Catch It.
Yeah, she was building nicely to a win last time out, and then she just had a little issue, which we have taken care of, and she's back. It's too short for her on Friday, but I think that she's an improving horse, and I think she'll run with a lot of cheek, and I think she's a definite top 4 chance. She'll improve, but I wouldn't be surprised at all to see her run a very cheeky race.
Then on On Saturday at Trentham, race 5, we have Rock Island Line.
Yeah, the horses that missed out last week go back there. Rock Island Line, unfortunately, he has to go back up in grade again to an open class race. It is his pet distance, but he's badly off at the weights again. He's about 3 kilos out of the handicap. We've put Lily Sutherland on board to claim 4 kilos. I think that'll be a big assist. He's got a nice barrier draw 5. He should be able to get to the part of the track he wants to be in, and I expect to see him improve on his last run and be very competitive.
Race 6 is Make Time.
He's got barrier 1, and it's going to be very heavy, and that could be a nightmare for him, because if you're coming down the outside of the track and you can't get there from barrier 1, you're stuffed, and that could stuff him. So Lily Sutherland on board claiming 4, so he's only got down to 56 kilos. Her job will be to get him out wider on the track. If she can get him to the right part of the track, he's a massive winning chance. Huge. But the barrier draw is the question.
Race 8 is Oceanides.
So it's a pity, because she was against her own gender last week, and now it's like an open, and well, it's there's colts and geldings too, and also last week there was a pure bonus, so she misses out on that. But look, she's got a wide barrier draw that'll suit at Trentham. She's fitter. A wet track does. She's fine in a wet track. It's no problem. It just depends on how much of a bog it is, and when it becomes a real bog, some horse handle it, some don't. But if she handles it, I think she'll relax. She'll get out to a nice part of the track, and I think she'll be finishing off well.
At Te Rapa on Saturday, race 1, we have She's Apples and Decadence.
Not in race 1, race 9, I think you'll find. She's Apples was building nicely, really good second a couple of starts ago. And then last start she got caught in the worst part of the track, down the inside heavy, didn't go a yard in it. So put a line through that. She's got barrier 5, got a 4 kilo claimer on board on a wet track, which will help. She should get a much better run in transit, and we should see her bounce back to a bit of form. Decadence, really interesting runner. A lot of ability. First up, she did... last start she did very little. We really need to see something from her. We've put the blinkers on. Her work's been very good. She's got a lot of ability, but hasn't been showing it on race day. She needs one scratching to make the field. She should get that. She's probably got the right barrier draw to get to the right part of the track. If she puts her right foot forward, she can win. It's D-Day for her. We need to see something from her, and she could show it. Up to her.
And then in Australia at Rosehill, race 7, we have Skyman.
So Skyman, a couple of weeks ago, he raced in Sydney, and his run was the run of the meeting off a slow tempo. He stormed home. His sectionals were out of this world. He gets up to 2,000 metres, which he likes, in the listed WJ McCall Cup with 150,000. He's only got 54 kilos to carry. William Pike on board, great jockey, and he's drawn well, barrier 3, so should be able to sit a lot handier. Looks a very, very good race for him. He looks hard to beat.
And then finally moving on to bit of the week. And then this bit of the week at Ipswich, race 7, we have Birdbeck.
Yes, Birdbeck. So Ipswich Cup, Birdbeck. He's got to carry a bit of weight, 59.5 kilos, but he's been building to this. His last run was pretty good. He was only beaten 2.5 lengths. He's had 3 starts this distance for 2 wins and a placing. So this is the distance for him that he loves. He's probably got a bit of quality on this field. AR Intrigue is the horse he's got to beat. It's low on the weights. He's got a nice barrier draw. He's a nice grey horse, and this is the kind of race he wins, and that's why he's got a good record in cups, country cups, and why he's got a good record at this distance. And he's just building nicely. Timing well. He's $7.50 fixed odds. I think it's overs. I think he should be about $5. I think he's a really nice bet of the week each way bet. Birdbeck in the Ipswich Cup.
And that's our bit of the week.
And that's our TubeTalk. Thank you, everyone, and we'll see you next week.
Goodbye.
Race sprinted clear. At the 300, it's a length and a half to Noble Comment and Mr. Jazz the outside, then Triumphal March Nostradamus. Kia Mare grabbed by Noble Comment and Mr. Jazz. Mr. Jazz, Noble Comment, Kia Mare clear. Veloso making some sort of a run, and Kiwi late. It's going to be close here. Kiwi's going to beat them all with a mighty run. Kiwi swamps them on the line.